In 2077, they voted my city the worst place to live in America. Main issues: sky-high rate of violence, and more people living below the poverty line than anywhere else. Can't deny it, it's all true. But everybody still wants to live here. This city's always got a promise for you. Might be a lie, an illusion, but it's there, just around the corner, and it keeps you.
Cyberpunk 2077 is a game based off of a tech-fusional world where we have become so attached to machines that in some aspect we have become one. This game has been highly anticipated from the moment we got a title reveal 5 years ago to just a couple of months ago when we got 48 minutes of gameplay, and the hype hasn't died down even the slightest. Knowing the concept and reasoning behind the game, we can greatly establish that if Cyberpunk 2077 is done right, it will be one of the biggest games of all time and may even change video games forever. CD Projekt Red is responsible for the Witcher series, one of the best RPGs of all times and a true piece of culture when it comes to gaming. With a copy being gifted to President Obama and a TV series being made after it, this game was one of the biggest successes we have ever seen in video game industry. Now CD Projekt Red has announced their newest upcoming game, and we have already revealed so much info. We know Cyberpunk will be available somewhere after early 2019 and before 2021, and that it will be supported on PC, Xbox One, and PS4. But what else do we know? That's what we will discuss in today's video as we dig inside Cyberpunk 2077. Welcome to a special video of Bacon Insider. First off, before we go any further, it is pretty vital to know how much of an anticipated success this game is going to be. CD Projekt Red has been making statements saying that this game will be better than the Witcher series and that it will have a bigger map and deeper lore. They have been bragging about how the visuals, gameplay, and story of Cyberpunk will be considerably better than that of The Witcher. This is a little scary considering the expectations The Witcher series has raised for gamers is higher than ever before. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt was released 4 years ago and people are still playing and praising the game in 2018. You can think of it as this. CD Projekt Red is so confident and hopeful in Cyberpunk 2077, they think it may change gaming history and surpass the legendary Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. CD Projekt Red's hired brokers have estimated that Cyberpunk 2077 will sell 19 million copies upon release. This is an extremely astonishing estimate considering that every Witcher game combined has only sold 25 million copies, and The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt alone has only sold a total of 10 million copies. Again, our hopes are that the game will be quality over quantity and that this won't be some sort of Fallout 76 situation. Seriously, thanks to Fallout 76, I hate this song Country Roads now, and every time I hear it I want to punch a baby in the face. But CD Projekt Red differs far from Bethesda, and I don't think that you will be making a mistake if you keep your hopes high. That being said, I repeat, don't be afraid to have your hopes for Cyberpunk 2077 sky high. Quote me on that. Okay, so this is what we know so far. The graphics for Cyberpunk 2077, based off of interviews with CD Projekt Red themselves, are expected to be high-quality graphics. In a recent quote from a CD Projekt Red employee, it is mentioned that Cyberpunk 2077's graphics will outdo Red Dead Redemption's graphics. This is a part of the quote that was made. Begin quote. Without a doubt, quality is a paramount of importance. We strive to publish games which are as refined as Red Dead Redemption 2 and recent Rockstar releases in general. That game is excellent, by the way. So what does that teach us? Well, it teaches us that we need to publish extraordinary games, and that's exactly what we are planning to do. End quote. Noting that it is okay to relax and believe that CD Projekt Red is being at least somewhat honest, as graphic quality has never been an issue with CD Projekt Red's games. Games like The Witcher 3 have a well-earned label in my heart of having the best game environment and quality I have ever seen in my life, and they have also won many artistic game awards. As you can see in the gameplay of The Witcher 3 shown on screen, the trees are vibrant in color, the tundra is full of green life, and the sun rays are piercing through the trees. Now keep in mind that this game was made in 2015, and the scenery you see now is just a field of grass. Now imagine a bustling city full of life and color, built by CD Projekt Red in the near future of 2019 or 2020 with an updated game engine. That is Cyberpunk 2077's quality compared to The Witcher 3 for you, and it is truly exciting to think about. Now, it's also important to keep in mind that Cyberpunk will be a game designed to be played in first person. Although in the gameplay we saw, there are some scenes of the game that cuts to a third person view of the main character. Core mechanics of the game, such as shooting, driving, and even just strolling about, are done in a first person perspective. This may worry some fans, as CD Projekt Red has never made a game in first person and that they are used to third person views. Hopefully they do this right. So far we haven't seen anything too concerning about impacts of playing in first person and any of the gameplay we've seen, and it even looks exciting as you can do stealth takedown, shoot breakable surfaces, and aim down sight, all in the comfort of a first person view.
Asked about games since so it got, if I remember correctly, it got announced even before The Witcher 3 was like a known
2013,
thing.
yeah.
It's been a while now.
Now, referencing to a Facebook reply made by CD Projekt Red, it is confirmed that there will be hacking mechanic gameplay in Cyberpunk 2077. This should not be a surprise, as we know that Night City is overflowing with technologically advanced cities and corporations. I'm particularly excited about this one because games like Watch Dogs 1 and 2, which are all about being a vigilante with special hacking abilities, have made marks in the way I play games and have taken hours of my playtime. Being able to hack stuff is like a literal superpower, as you get to use the environment around you to your advantage. Hacking in Cyberpunk 2077 will allow you to open doors, uncover intel, and help you progress through missions and stories. It's nice to know there will be a physical and virtual world in this monumental futuristic city. Speaking of the city, Cyberpunk's Night City will be huge and full of activities. Night City will contain six districts, which have different buildings, quality of life, people, and problems constantly changing and adapting. One mentioned district by CD Projekt Red is Pacifica, a portion of the city meant to be a tourist attraction. But as the budget died, so did the construction, and this resulted in a gang takeover and ultimately making Pacifica a very dangerous area. In other words, das the hood. Each district has an individual and different history. Plus they have secrets to uncover, and you have a fair number of things to do. And yes, there are going to be things to explore and uncover about the main story. And main cities, such as streets full of towering skyscrapers, the buildings will be enterable, of which there will be several activities to participate in within each floor. It is very comforting to know that for once, buildings won't just be there for aesthetic. GTA. It was even mentioned you can go underground in the city. More on that later. Point being that the city is very explorable to the point where you can go inside each skyscraper. And there is a wide range of things you can do besides side quests and the main story. Something else very interesting and lifelike is that the side quests in Cyberpunk 2077 affect the story and the choices you make in it. This may be a minimal effect, but it is still a neat feature they added. Cyberpunk 2077 so far has hashed out many things we would have been worried about the original game. Now that you know the problems the game might face, the reasons to be excited, and special features in the game, I hope you are more informed about Cyberpunk before watching this video. Cyberpunk 2077 is a greatly awaited game, and I believe this game may change the way we do just that game. We'll be sure to update you more on Cyberpunk 2077 throughout the year, so be sure to subscribe and turn on that bell icon to be notified anytime we make a video on all things Cyberpunk 2077. We also make videos discussing games all the time, so if that's your niche, I welcome you personally. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!